Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is your favorite episode of the year. It is time to award some life-size Han Solo. Life-size. I mean, he's probably 6 foot. Han Solo's frozen in carbonite. It is Mr. Oscar 2022. I'm your host, Chris.
I'm Mixmaster Tud.
And I'm your other host, Obert. You gotta think that with all the carbonite, those things have gotta be, I mean, I could measure one right now, but they gotta be like close to 10 feet.
Well, don't tall. You know that Han Solo and therefore Harrison Ford are like midget size? So like they could be 6 feet.
Yeah. Well, you might be thinking of the travel bag, like the gift bags that we give to all of the people who come, like the people who sit in the seats. They get the 6 foot version, Han Solo's.
But I always heard that Han Solo was small. I always heard that he was just a tiny guy. Like that's why Jabba the Hutt looks so big. Is because Han Solo is so small.
Harrison Ford's a tiny person.
Yes, exactly. Like, you know, in the Temple of Doom, when he's running away from the boulder, it's really a pebble.
Oh, okay.
That is something that you don't. I always thought that it was a crossover with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's why I always assumed they were. I figured it was one of those kind of deals, but.
I guess the early days of Lucasfilm ILM, that was the magic that they had. It was just short people.
Yeah, I mean it's how you get the special effects in the 70s. You gotta pull from
creative
somewhere.
Creative casting.
So, yeah, I'm curious then how they got the Ewoks. That's what I don't understand. If Harrison Ford is already that short,
those were cats.
Oh, okay. But anyway, Mr. Oscar time. If this is your first episode of Drinking Alone with Friends. This is where we go back through our archives of the previous year, look at the highlights, the lowlights, the medium lights, the okayest lights, and shine them retrospectively. We ask our listeners to vote for what they thought were some of the most memorable moments of the year. And we'll get to all that. Right now, we have everybody walking into the theater on the miles-long red carpet, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That the Rams had to roll up, or the
Chiefs. The
Chiefs had to roll up twice, or roll out twice. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, as is tradition, the last mile of the red carpet, as you're walking it down, we all have to have beers in hand to start drinking. We do it every year. We talk every
year.
I barely have to say it. You guys know by now. Like this
right.
is
the listeners can't see it, but we're walking hand in hand, Wizard of Oz, Yellow Brick Road style, down this red carpet with our beers, about to review them.
Yeah, whoever's in the middle, I feel sorry for you because I don't know how you're managing this, but
I have the one of those helmets. Yeah.
Well, I would like to kick us off today because I have a special beer tonight that I was gifted from a coworker on my birthday. So thank you, unnamed coworker.
Special birthday beer.
Birthday beer, that's right. And it was a special beer that I wanted to save for a very special night, and it's from the brewery. It's called Baked on the Bayou, and it is a bourbon-aged imperial stout with cacao nibs, pecans, vanilla beans, and dulce de leche, which is a bomber that is 12.8% alcohol. So this is a choice that I'm making.
Yeah.
Well, dear Chris's coworker, I also expect a beer on my birthday.
I'll pass.
We'll assume that they're a listener.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they are. If anything,
who is it? Really?
They at least tune in for Mr. Oscar. We all know that,
right? Yeah,
we all know that. So here we go. We're gonna get right into it. Good glug glugs.
Look at that! I can already tell it's the best place I want to be if a T-Rex outbreak.
That might be the best Chris pour I've ever seen in my life.
Look at this thing though. Look at the lack of head on it though. It it seemed very carbonated. It sounded like you were pouring Coke. It was the whole time, So no head, zero head on this thing, but it is dark as night. Definitely something, as Ober alluded to, something that no T-Rex is going to see you through at all. 0% chance of T-Rex finding you here. Let me see on the nose. Decent amount of bourbon on the nose. So, as to be expected. I am a little curious if we're gonna get some of those Pringles that we get because of how carbonated it seems. But tell you what, we're gonna jump right into it. No wasting time. We got to get to the awards.
Here.
We only have a mile to drink this.
Yeah.
It's beer 30, and I'm thirsty. I've been working like a dog all week long, so maybe something cold won't hurt me. This beer, 30, and it's time to party. Yeah, baby.
Okay. All right. So definitely heavy on the bourbon. Definitely heavy on the bourbon. It has some sweetness on the backside from like the vanilla beans and the dulce de leche, but it is relatively bitter on the front end. It doesn't hide the 12.8% alcohol very well. It just doesn't. It's let me see. Oh, okay. I was looking to see because I was like, this tastes like it's been cellared. You know how when you have a stout it has like that distinct, just a little on the age. It just has that age taste to it. This is actually the 2021 edition. So, I didn't even have to cellar it, but there you go. So it does.
Came pre-cellared.
It's the best way to get cellared beers. That way you can drink them right away.
I'm saying. So it does have that, like, I could tell that it was an older bottle just from the taste. So it explains a little bit of what I'm feeling right now. I get a hint of the cacao nibs, and I'm getting like a weird dryness in it, which I think is partially because of the pecans. I'm not getting a ton of like pecan flavor, but I'm definitely getting something that's, I think, driven by the pecans. Other than that,
Now, I apologize if I missed it, but did you already comment on the Pringle factor? You said you expected it to be pringly.
yeah. So that is right at the beginning you get a little bit of Pringle, but then it kind of smooths out. So it's actually not that bad. So I was nervous of the carbonation, the Pringle factor.
So it's not like a barreled soul style stout. It's a little bit less than that.
Yes, yeah. Like maybe, like I said, maybe at first, but then it does smooth out towards the rest of the beer. So, and the more I'm drinking it now, the more I'm getting acclimated to the taste of it. So, I like it. It's good. It definitely is going to kick you in the butt. It's going to kick you in the tail. I mean, 12.8% is no slouch, but it's good. I would say if you don't like bourbon and you want something that's like super sweet, stay away from this beer because it definitely get that bourbon kick to it, right? There is some sweetness on the back end, but primarily it's just like a flavorful bourbon.
more bayou than baked.
Yes, there you go. More bayou than baked.
Have either one of you ever had those little pecan things that are famous in Louisiana?
Praline?
Yeah.
I have not.
No.
Because
No.
I expected them to be less sweet, so I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, going with the bayou flavor, I thought it would be a little bit more praline-y, and that's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what they were going for, and maybe4, maybe you get more. I'm not sure, but it's still good. I'm still a fan. I'm gonna give it a 4.25. It's good. I think if they hid the bourbon a little bit better, like kind of like smoothed it out a little bit, it might have been a little bit higher, but it's still very, very good. So
Solid red carpet beer, though.
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna be chugging this thing for the next mile.
It's a great beer to drink while running a mile.
Yep. Yeah, you have to run, obviously.
Because when you think of the three of us, you think runners.
Yeah, the listeners can't see, but we're full sprinting right now. That's, yeah.
So on Untapped, out of 1,056 check-ins, what do you think they've rated this?
Hang on, is there an annual version or no?
I only see the one.
Okay, just wanted to check. Didn't want to give Chris,
Let me double check. No, it appears to be just a one.
All right.
So 1,056.
I hope your taste buds were a chugulin, as they described this.
What?
A chugulin. Chug-lin.
That's like my new favorite word.
A chuglin. All right. So the brewery, I think, has some decent following to it. I've definitely heard of this before, so I don't think it's a slouch by any means. I don't know if it's going to be quite as high as some of the other barrel aged beers we've had. 4.17.
So you're close. It's 4.14.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's pretty good. That's enough to go running down the backwood bear.
Is that another thing that's saying about the beer?
Yep.
As they say in the bayou.
As they say.
Be running down that backwood bear.
0.03.
Oh.
Not too shabby.
Listen, got to dial it in for my birthday / Mr. Oscar beer. Got to dial it in.
Yeah, you got the twofer there.
All right, so who's going to take the baton on our sprint down the last mile?
I'll go next. I'll drink my my running beer.
Okay.
So
It's really the stamina that you need. Like the first third of the mile, no problem. But then once you hit that second third, you're like, getting a little parched.
yeah, it's really the first third, the second third, and the third of the mile that I hate. So I'm going to dislike it all. So hopefully I can chug this beer throughout the mile and not pass out of lack of oxygen. But a couple weeks ago, I was down in the Philadelphia area, and I stopped in at one of the top breweries that we always talk about that I've never been to. I've never had their beer. I don't think either one of you guys have also had their beer. Maybe Obert. And that's Tired Hands.
I've had some collab stuff I think they did, but no, I've never had a true Tired Hands beer.
So I stopped into their flagship tap room where they serve food and they serve beer and they have their store. Got some food, got some beer, and I bought some beer to go. Well, one of the beers that wasn't untapped was their flagship IPA. So I did buy that, and that's called Alien Church. But for Mr. Oscar, I decided to bring double dry hopped Alien Church to the podcast. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I still have not tried the Alien Church. I wanted to make sure that I tried this one first, and I wanted to do it on the podcast.
Okay. Now, Tired Hands, aren't they famous for... Didn't they basically invent the fruited sour?
They invented the milkshake
Oh, the
IPA.
milkshake
Yeah.
IPA.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I have some of those too, but I really bought this beer to bring to this podcast, and I want to drink it so I can try the rest of the beers.
Yeah, makes total sense. I get it. But it does feel a little bit like you're bringing like you went to McDonald's and you're like, okay, I got for you all the fillet of fish.
Hey, I have another milkshake IPA as well, but I had that one already, and I checked it in on Untapped. So,
Maybe it's a good pre-gamer. Maybe that'll be a good pre-gamer.
yeah, it's a limoncello milkshake IPA, so
Ooh.
it was really good. This one's pretty cool. The can is purple. That doesn't really come across the webcam, but the can is purple, and it's kind of got this glass that has like a weird... It looks kind of like a lizard head, but I think it's supposed to be an alien with a big giant tongue that's made out of hops.
That's cool.
This thing weighs in an unspecified amount of ABV, so that's always good. The can says the beer in this can is super fresh, unfiltered, and fragile. Keep cold. Enjoy the contents ASAP for a beautiful and befuddling organoleptic experience. So let's see what's so organoleptic about it.
That's a new word for me. I'm Googling it right now. I can't even spell it.
Would you like me to spell it?
Oh, organoleptic, acting on or involving the use of the sense organs.
It's actually a really good descriptive word.
Yeah, kind of how you experience the entire world, though.
But this one's going to make my nose organ really liptic.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully my tongue organ too.
Well, start with the eye organs. How are they looking?
Hang on, gotta pour it. So, this is a great looking beer.
Actually, I guess the first would be your ear organs because you hear it being poured first.
Yeah, I'm wearing headphones, so that kind of got in the way. But
It does look amazing, though.
it does look amazing. Perfect amount of head. You could definitely hide from a T-Rex in this. It does a pretty good job of blocking the light, which is surprising for a New England IPA. Kind of looks like there's a dark essence in the middle of the glass, and the outer ring of the beer lights up.
I like that description.
So on the nose, you get a ton of hops. Very citric flavored. A lot of resiny flavors. Pretty good. Smells like your standard New England style IPA. Maybe a little bit more bitter. Is what I'm gonna expect. Let's dive on in and see how this thing tastes. This is pretty good. It does not say what hops it's brewed with. I'm gonna go out on a limb and take a guess that it's either Mosaic or Amarillo and maybe a little Centennial, just because it's got kind of those flavors to me. And as somebody who brewed a beer with those three hops recently, they have similar flavor profiles, so that's gonna be my guess. But you get a lot of grapefruit on this, a lot more than what the nose would expect. You know, some maybe like tangerine type flavors, not directly orange, but maybe a little bit more tart than that. And then there's just a ton of like resinous, like sappy type flavors, like pine. That's the word I'm looking for. Thought of sap from Treehouse. Pine.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like brewed with Cascade and Columbus. First dry hopping with Citra, Mosaic, and Chinook. Second dry hopping with Citra and Galaxy.
Interesting. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this thing.
Yeah.
The Chinook is interesting. It's one you don't see very often in a New England style IPA.
Especially as a dry hop edition.
Really good. Really solid. This fits right in there with your tree houses of the world, with your abominations of the world, Trillium, it's right up there. As expected, Tired Hands is, considered one of those premier type breweries. It's the quote unquote treehouse of the Philadelphia area. Super easy drinking, for being however much ABV it is. I'm assuming it's going to be decently high.
7%.
Okay.
So not crazy.
Delicious. There's not a lot you could say about New England IPAs. They kind of, at a certain point, you've kind of hit the citric notes, you've hit the hop notes, you've hit the resiny flavor. But really good representation of the brand. A little bit more bitter. So, Chris, this would definitely be right up your alley, just because I know you're a fan of the little bit more of the bitterness side than the sweet side.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I think as I've aged in my time, I think I've leaned more towards the bitter side too, just because I find with bitter ones I can drink them more than the sweet ones, because after a while the sweet just kind of sticks in your mouth, and this kind of fades away because it's just bitter.
Yeah.
Great beer. I'm gonna give this a solid 4.25.
Oh.
Okay. I thought it was going to be higher, to be honest, with how much you were hyping it up.
I think it's good. Like I said, I think it fits. It's the style. I mean, it's everybody does the New England IPA. If we were doing new Untapped or the paid for Untapped, I would say this is more of like a 4.35, maybe a 4.4, but it didn't quite get up to the 4.5.
Rounds down.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind me asking, what did you pay for this beer? Did you buy a 4-pack of them?
I did buy a 4-pack. It was somewhere around like $17, I think.
Okay. I was expecting like 25. So
yeah, no. Nothing that I bought, no 4-packs that I bought were over $20.
Good to know. That's, I think for this kind of beer, like if you're going to Treehouse, it's probably more than that, right?
Oh, for sure. If you bought a 4-pack of Julius or King Julius, you're not getting out of there.
Which is what you would kind of equate this to, right?
Yeah, because this is the double dry hop version of their flagship. So Treehouse's flagship, the double dry hop version of Julius is King Julius, I think. Don't quote.
We've been into that.
Yeah. Don't kill me if I'm wrong on that one, but it's the next level. And so that's what this is. And yeah, I don't think you're getting out of Treehouse with a can for under probably $5.25.
$5 a can. Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. Well, 6,342 users have checked this in before you.
Not as many as I expected.
That's a lot. I was expecting. I mean, after Chris's beer with 1,000, I thought that was high.
Well, what's a King Julius have for a check-in amount? I mean, it's got to be higher than 6,000.
In the 5-digit range, right? Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hop hype that goes along with Tired Hands. It is a good beer. I'm going to say it's going to be high. I'm going to probably guess over mine, probably somewhere in my original guess of like if I was paying for it. I'm going to say 4. I want to say 3.7, but that's way too high. I'm going to say 4.31.
Okay. Even if you had stuck with your original, you wouldn't have made it because that's how high this beer is.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a 4.46.
Holy woo.
I mean, it's a good... Wow. I just couldn't imagine it going that high.
Wow.
It's good. Like I said, 4.45 would be somewhere that I would probably rate it. So I should have stuck with my way original guess.
Yeah. No, a lot of 4.5 check-ins here.
That's crazy.
There's no downside to this beer. I mean, there's nothing where I'd be like, I would change this.
And just so I'm saying the right thing, it's the DDH Alien Church, right? That's the beer.
Correct.
Citra and Galaxy. I mean, I don't think they make more than one, but... Well, Chris hangs on to it for now.
Jesus. I'm really good with bringing these high, really highly rated beers on.
That's insanely high. Yeah. But you gotta bring out all the stops. I mean, we're sprinting a mile. Like you gotta.
Yeah.
Why sprint a mile and drink something bad?
Sure, this should get the taste of blood and death out of my mouth because it's so bitter. So.
All right. Well, I guess that leaves me.
You're up.
Yeah, I feel I hate to start my beer off on a low note here, but I feel like I want to set the expectations a little bit lower than the 2 beers we just had.
Boo.
I have a new to me, I believe, brewery, new to the podcast. I picked this up when I was in the great mining city of Butte a couple weeks ago.
It's pronounced booty.
Oh, I thought you were going to say butt. That's usually the joke you make. But.
Well, I got to come up with a different thing, but it could also be booty, right? Butte.
that's fair. But this is actually out of Bozeman, but we don't get the distribution out here. This is Outlaw Brewing's Patio Pounder Hazy IPA.
There you go. Nice.
Just looking at this can, anything strike you about it?
I mean, I was about to say I like it because he's just relaxing. He's just like relaxing, but like, is that a patio that he's sitting on? Like, it doesn't look like it, but maybe it is.
Yeah.
Why is there
I
a
don't
river
know.
in front of his patio?
Because it's Montana, man. That's what we got here. We don't have beaches, we got rivers. But no, I don't know if you'll read it, and I didn't realize this until after I bought it. But you see where it says Patio Pounder, and you see the little fine print right above that. There's a little tiny words that you can barely read.
If you held that can all the way up to the webcam, I don't even know if I could still read it.
I don't think it gets too blurry. But it just says crafted to remove gluten right above that. And I'm like, oh, this is one of those like gluten-free IPAs.
Oh, you're going to be on the toilet.
That's not very outlaw-ish.
Right? Well, maybe they outlawed the gluten in this universe. Yeah. But I didn't realize that until after I bought it. So we'll see. We'll see, because they definitely conned me with the fine print.
Ooh, then they got you. That's outlaw.
They really did.
That's outlaw.
Yeah, that's outlaw. Because, I was like, oh, this looks pretty good. I can't wait to try this on the podcast. New brewery.
Is the whole brewery gluten-free, I wonder? Did they outlaw the gluten? Is that like...
Maybe. I don't know. You know what?
I'm going to look.
Who knows?
I'm going to look it up.
You look it up. Look at Outlaw Brewing. Brewed and canned by Sheriff Henry Plummer's Outlaw Brewing. 2876 North 27th Avenue, Bozeman, Montana, 59718. If you want to write them a letter. So it pours like an IPA. I mean, T-Rex, no problem. Deer, they would see you coming, right? Like,
right.
Beyond the T-Rex, even the deer.
Hey, deer. That's a great way of describing that.
Well, that was how the T-Rex scale started, was the deer in the headlights.
That's true.
So we're circling back that beyond the T-Rex now, even the deer are going to get out of your way. Pretty impressive head clanging on there, but it does have that. You guys notice that like NA beers sometimes have a stranger, more like soap bubbly head, like with like it's kind of like a different structure.
Yeah,
I think your head.
Yeah, I think the soap cleans the alcohol from it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They just use some Dawn Power Wash to get all the alcohol.
Yeah.
But this is not NA, right? This is just gluten free.
No, 5.0 ABV. I can't even fit it all in here. Gotta top it up as we go here. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this Patio Pounder hazy IPA that I can see through. We'll see how it goes. I have, like I said, low expectations, but bottoms up. I gotta say, on the nose, smells good. Smells nice lemony, clean lemony scent.
Well, I can tell you safely they are not a gluten-free brewery.
Okay. First sip, I'm impressed. I get, again, very strong lemon, super citrus in that. I mean, usually when I say citrus, it's like some kind of a combination of a orange adjacent citrus fruit. This is straight up lemon. Very bright in that regard. I see why it's called the Patio Pounder at 5% ABV. I could drink this all day. Not gonna weigh you down. This is gonna improve your mile time, not decrease it, or I mean increase it. I like it. I think this is the first gluten reduced beer. No, like Bonsai by me, they did one, and I was really disappointed by that. I have heard that gluten reduced beers are not very good, but
gluten kind of makes your beer.
Yeah, this is really like, if you just handed this to me and I didn't have my magnifying glass, I would never know.
That a T-Rex couldn't find you? Oh, wait.
No, I would never know that there was no gluten in this. It just tastes like a regular beer.
Oh.
And I think that's saying something that, like, if they had in big, bold letters, like, no gluten in this beer, like, buy this if you don't like gluten, they would probably turn off people on purpose. This is like hey, we'll let the people who are looking for a gluten-free beer that this is an option, but we still want to sell to everybody who likes IPAs. And they managed, I think, to do a pretty good job.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you live in the eastern half of the 406 area code, look up Outlaw Brewing, get yourself a Patio Pounder if you are a gluten-sensitive individual, and drink that. Screw that rice wine. You don't need that. You can drink this instead. 3 on the regular beer scale, on the regular gluten untapped. This is a 3.5. On the gluten-free untapped, this is like easily a 4.5. But 3.5 is what I'm checking in as.
All right. So what do you think the 1,333 other people think of it?
Not gonna lie, I expected like a 61 person check-in.
Yeah, I know. Some surprisingly high numbers today.
For a brewery that I hadn't really heard of before. Again, they just don't make it out here. Oh, I don't know, man. I hate to just like forfeit to Chris, but I just gotta throw one up. End regulation. Just fadeaway jumper. 362.
Fadeaway jumper, not terrible bad, but not close enough. 3.68. So
okay,
you were in
off the rim.
Yeah.
Off the rim. I hit glass at the very least.
It was rebounded by your team for sure. Like we can all agree on that. But
I gotta guess higher from now on. That's 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah,
you're a madman. If you guess a 4.46, you're a madman. I'm just saying.
It's crazy, right? Like it's crazy to guess something that high. It's nuts. It's impossible. We've done how many episodes of this podcast? In the past 2 weeks, we've had two of the highest rated beers that we've ever had on the podcast have come out of my hand.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Well, so and we are approaching the end of this red carpet, but I just have to say, like, the amount of times when I'm doing this and I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, I don't want to give away too much info when I'm like have the Untapped in front of me is way more than I'm trying to like read the two of you. Like I don't, none of us I think are trying to read the other person for clues as to what the rating is.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm just talking this beer is too much like Treehouse. He's gonna guess it. He's gonna get because I knew it was gonna be high, right? But I'm like, I shouldn't have made so many Treehouse comparisons. But no, it was apparently that good of a beer. So
yeah,
I can't wait to see what we have on the pregame for that. The
limoncello
milkshake. Yeah, the limoncello.
I will tell you this, and just as a sneaky peeky before we move on here, I don't like a lot of milkshake IPAs. They're not really my thing. Like there are some that are good, there are some that are bad. I didn't expect to like a limoncello milkshake IPA. I thought that was going to be way too sweet, and I drank it and I was like, holy shit. Like they do something different. I don't know what it is, but other breweries who want to do milkshake IPAs, you guys need to go and try the beer and then be like, oh, okay. Like we either can do this or can't do this. Now I'll say the same thing. Their vanilla milkshake, not my thing. That was way too sweet. I was like, bleh.
Yeah, we'll save some for the pregame. Don't want to give it all away here. We gotta keep those patrons satisfied. Okay, all right. We'll hear the full Tired Hands review on our next pregame episode. But now I think at this point we have entered the theater. We are basically live broadcasting up to the stage, and here we are. Tuxedos on, Frozen Han Solos lined up as far as the eye can see. Just ready to give out these awards. Let's just get right into it. What do we? Who's got the first envelope here?
Well, that would be me. So drum roll, please.
Hang on, Chris. You didn't lose your envelopes, did you?
No. No. I definitely got them, and I definitely have them.
Don't worry. Sure. Look. We have Usain Bolt right here. We'll just send him back up the red carpet to find your
No. It's no need. I definitely do have them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep.
Usain, go.
Have this beer for extra speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so to kick things off, let's get into our first nominee of the year. This one's always one of my favorite categories, and that is the worst handle of the year. We have for nominees Pickles, which was one of my handles. Pickle juice shots, more specifically, but I thought Pickles was funnier. Chris with not having a handle.
I swear that's the future of handles, people.
And Tud with NIOSH-SLM.
That was the app that tested for sound pollution.
Noise pollution measuring app. Let's see what we have here. And the winner for worst handle is Chris with no handle.
I listen. I can't say I agree.
This is also
I didn't vote for it.
This is Chris's third time of collecting this award.
No, actually, I think it's my second. Somehow Dawn Power Wash lost or won.
The original worst handle.
The original worst handle, yes.
And the Masuda method.
No. You won last year with sports betting. That didn't.
I'm looking at 2019.
We have 2019. Oh my God, we've been doing this for so long.
I said that Chris not having a handle really saves us from a bad handle. I think it's really neutral. I don't think it's a bad
That's
handle.
what I'm saying, yeah. How you
I'm just happy to move on and say
People have spoken.
But Chris, they want more handles. They said that the worst that you could possibly come up with is still better than not having it.
Well, then again, when I scramble for a handle, I end up winning worst handle anyway. So who knows?
It's more of a rock and a hard place type argument.
Oh, yeah, I've won this one a couple times.
Next, we have a special presenter presenting the next award, and that is for the okayest movie. And to present the award, we have one of our favorite co-hosts and a guy who really knows movies, and that is Jordan from the defunct Wreck My Podcast. Jordan, take it away.
Hello, everybody. It's Jordan, formerly of Wreck My Podcast, now presiding in the real world. I'm here to do a special presentation. That's right. My favorite season of the year, Mr. Oscar season 2023, is here, and it's glorious, and I love it. And this year, I get to present the nominees and winner for the Okayest Movie Award. So everyone get ready. We got that big Han Solo about ready to go out to someone here. So let's bring in the nominees. That's right, we're actually bringing them in this year. Every single person who worked on these movies is here this year. It's a very, very large stage, so give us some time just to bring everyone out. If there is about 20 minutes of pause between each nominee, don't worry about it. We'll cut it out in post. All right, so this year, the nominees are The Batman, The Power of the Dog, and The Lightyear. Just Lightyear. I've only seen one of these three movies, and I'll let you all guess which one that is, whether I am an auteur, a child, or a fan of DC Comics. You guys pick your own adventure of who you think I am. And the winner this year for Most Okayest Movie at Mr. Oscars 2023 is Lightyear. That's right, this feel-good story about a giant blimp just making his way in the world. Oh, that's Goodyear? Oh, I see. Lightyear. Which one is that one? Oh, that's the one with Buzz Aldrin? Right? Anyway, it won.
Wow. Every year, again, Jordan always showing up our quality.
Completely.
Imagine if we ran a whole podcast that sounded that good.
Right. There'd be no way we would ever go defunct.
Yeah. Just kidding, Jordan. We love you.
Yeah, we do.
As you know.
But Lightyear takes it.
That is true. You are 2 for 2 at the moment.
I'm doing great. This is my Oscars to clean up. My Mr. Oscars to clean up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Your bad handle and your
Okayest
okay movie.
All right.
I didn't think that's how it worked. I really thought that Tim Allen was the one who accepted the award for Lightyear.
Oh no, Buzz Lightyear gets the award. It just was Chris was the one who brought it to the show.
Right. Okay. So Chris isn't leaving with the Han Solo.
No.
Buzz Lightyear is. Buzz Lightyear is here, as you can see. Right. He got the award.
Yeah. But Chris is definitely taking the empty handle 1-0.
Oh yeah. That could be a handle at one point.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a producer credit, it's like written by Chris, That's kind of what it is. But hold on. Usain, what are you doing here? Oh my God. What? Oh my, you dropped off all my envelopes.
Armful of ballots and envelopes.
Ballots and an empty beer can trailing behind you. He tied it to himself. It's like it says "just married" on the back of his jersey. I don't know why. Well,
I thought it was like the parachute with like drag racers.
Yeah, it's slow him down. Yeah, that's
slow him down.
Also, that he's married, and it's to slow him down. Well, thank you, Usain, for being here. I know it's an honor for you. This is what really? Oh my! He says this is the he says this is the most prestigious thing he's ever been able to do in his entire life. Like,
let's get him on the mic. No, he's really shy.
He's really shy.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
know.
He doesn't like the limelight. He's not like, he's not about being the fastest man in the world or anything.
All right, now run back to your seat, Usain.
Yeah. Listen, you're in the nosebleeds. Get back up there. We have too many A-listers for you to be in the lower bowl. All right. Anyways, well, it looks like they all got jumbled up. Hold on. Okay. Well, this one. All right. So we're gonna be doing first for me is game of the year. So game of the year as the best Twitch streamer of the podcast. I think this is only fitting that I hand this one out. So, game of the year. So the nominees are Elden Ring, Subnautica, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And the winners are
AKA Scarmo.
AKA Scarvo, as a hit Twitch channel calls it. The winner is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh my goodness!
And here to collect the
accepting-
award is
Pikachu, come on up
Pikachu.
here.
yeah, accepting on behalf of Pokemon, it's Pikachu. And Ash, I guess. I don't know.
No, just Pikachu. Ash
Just
is a
Pikachu. Yeah,
Ash did not get an invite.
he didn't get. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Pikachu brought
Not
low
after,
honey as
not
his
after what
plus
happened
one.
last year.
No, yeah. So there it is. Pokemon Scarlet. The nominee. The people have chosen. There we go. That's how this works.
See, I thought we should have divided that votes in half and assumed that half voted for Scarlet and half voted for Violet. And really, would have made a difference.
It would have been a lot
You
closer.
somehow got two games got to get votes together.
It's true.
Don't be hating. They're the game of the year. You just have to face it. Sorry, Elden Ring. Get
Gotta
out of here.
accept it.
Subnautica that came out in 2017. Get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next award that we are giving away is presented by me, and that is Best Episode Title. And the nominees are All Kegerators Go to Heaven. Rip Kegerator. If you like peanut butter sours and getting caught in the rain, and Avian Deer and July's Best Holiday. And the winner is... If you like peanut butter sours and getting caught in the rain.
Nice. Yeah, the peanut butter jelly time guy, come on up here to accept the award.
Oh God.
And the pina colada guy. They have to accept it together.
Rupert Holmes, come on up. We got an award for you.
That's an impressive pull off the top of your head.
I have an unusual amount of knowledge of one-hit wonders, but that one's one of my favorites. So obviously, because I came up with the title.
Yeah.
So
it's a very solid title. Shout out to Obert. For naming all the episodes. It's not always easy. But
no, there's some real bad ones in there, but this is not one of those.
True. And some would say it might have been the best from last year.
Some would. Imagine if they were all that good.
Hey, you know what episode doesn't need a title? This one.
Mr. Oscar 2023.
Yeah, we get lucky once a year. All right. So next up is the award for best handle. Go from worst handle all the way up to best handle now. And let me see. Hold on. I got my trusty envelope here. Thank you again, Usain. I hope you're enjoying it from the 400s. So best.
He ran back from the nosebleeds to give you this envelope.
Yeah. He needs to run me down one every single time. All right. So best handle, and the nominees are Watch YouTube in the Shower, Make Your Own Gin Kit, and Quest Peanut Butter Cups. And the winner is... Now, would you believe it? Watch YouTube in the shower.
Actually, I can't believe it.
You guys made fun of me all year.
How many of our listeners are wasting their time watching YouTube in the showers? That's
It's not a waste. It's not a waste of time. We talked about this on the episode. Like,
Well,
you're mid lather, and
I'll tell you what, the answer before this year was 0, and now it's a lot more.
now it's many more, infinite amounts more.
Google, if you're listening, we would love a YouTube sponsorship. If they want to sponsor
honestly,
us.
Google, if you just give me NFL Network for like free or whatever, or what is it called? Direct TV thingy.
Sunday Ticket?
Sunday Ticket. There he goes. So We'll just take free ones
Seems
of
like-
those.
We'll trade you that for a frozen Han Solo and carbonite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems fair. Yeah, YouTube itself is accepting this award.
Yeah. Yeah.
The TV's up here collecting it.
Blink, blink. Yeah. So, best and worst handle, your yin and your yang. Let's go. I'm here for it. They call me.
You got your highs and your lows.
They call me Mr.
you
Handle.
know?
That's what they call me.
They do.
That's what they call me.
This is deep. I mean, this is really good for Google. This is really good for Android. It's really good for Apple because some of these phones are got to get dropped and wet and soapy, right? I mean, we're covered.
No. Not if you use the product that Chris made a handle.
Yeah.
Then you never have this problem again.
Right. Because that's what I do. And no issues. No issues. My phone is still in proper working condition after hours upon hours.
I do kind of wish that the handle
just
was
one
just was just, hey, have you thought about bringing your phone into the shower and watching YouTube on it? That would be a great handle. These are the out of the box handle ideas that we need to bring to the show. But okay, it's moving on here for one of my favorite awards that we get to give out every year. That's where we look back on our body of work from the past year-ish. We say, which episodes truly stuck out as the ones that we want our listeners to go back and treasure for years on end. If you're only going to listen to one episode of the year, what's it going to be? And this is what we have here for nominees. We have the 35 best East Coast breweries. These beers were drank in front of a live studio audience, number 2. And the third one was Wipe the Whiteboard Clean.
Still upset.
Yeah. And resounding victory, I have here in the envelope. These beers were drank in front of a live studio audience, our first ever live Twitch episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I think the people are clamoring for more Twitch content, it sounds like, based on these votes.
We could listen. We have a platform. We can make it happen.
Yeah. We have the technology.
We can rebuild him, et cetera, et cetera. So if you guys listen,
Unlike the whiteboard, Obert cannot rebuild that.
If you guys want more live Twitch, even if it's going to be via Skype or what have you, send us an email. Let us know. dawpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know. Say, we want live stuff. And also follow beardadgamer at gmail.com. Follow my email too.
You mean beardadgamer at twitch.tv?
No, twitch.tv/beardadgamer. Yeah, but also follow the email.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad to hear that we got such a positive reception from our live episode.
It was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
We had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. Something we should look towards in 2023. But I gotta hand the microphone back off here to Tud. What do you got for us? What's the next award?
Yeah, so the next award is the best patron episode. So for those of you listeners who are not patrons, A, what are you doing? B, you can go subscribe over at patreon.com for as little as $1 a month or 25 cents a week. But we do little pregame episodes that are anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes long. And we asked that the patrons vote on this and tell us what episode they thought was the best throughout the year. And the nominees are Stein Hoisting Tips, which is where I describe tips for hoisting a Stein. Tud Invents Laundering, which is where I invented money laundering. And Mango, who knew when Chris learned what fruits were.
The difference between a tropical fruit and a citrus fruit.
Yep. That happened. And you can only hear it over at Patreon for as little as $1 a month, 25 cents a week. Head on over there now while we have this sponsored break for Patreon. All right. And the winner is Tud Invents Laundering. Apparently the patrons want to know more criminal activity.
Or laundry tips.
This was when I completely invented money laundering and thought it was a brand new idea and had no idea that I was inventing money laundering.
Yeah, that was a good one. I love your Saks contributions there. Just all the Patreon stuff we have going on.
Come on over. Join the family.
New episodes dropping semi-regularly.
New episodes dropping in 2023.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Usain, hold on. Usain. I need my envelope. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Do you want to say it? Oh, still doesn't want to. Still doesn't want to. All right. So I have the esteemed pleasure or honor and pleasure of handing out the Han Solo for best bit. So here we go. The nominees are Obert claims another victim, the T-Rex scale, and Obert wiping the whiteboard clean. And here we go. And the winner is...
Still upset, Obert, to this very day.
Insert dinosaur roar here. It is the T-Rex scale. So, T-Rex scale, where, of course, we test the visibility of our beers via flashlight to see if a T-Rex can see us.
A whole new element we brought to the show this year.
Brought a visual element to an audio medium.
We're doing very good work. We're doing good work.
See, now, Todd, I would say we're using audio to describe something that wouldn't normally be accessible to our listeners by inventing this whole new scale.
I don't think that's how you would describe it, because I believe on this very podcast, you've used that term as the biggest opponent to the T-Rex scale. But by all listeners,
they've spoken.
Rest assured, the T-Rex scale is a permanent fixture now.
For the next 65 million years.
Yep.
We will be using the T-Rex scale.
Then we'll
I think people are worried. Yeah, I know. I think people are worried that they're gonna not get the T-Rex scale. They're gonna be like, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, do I cover myself in a vat of this beer? No one knows. Impossible to know.
All right. Our next category, best TV show. This is one of my favorites every year that we get to do, is award the TV show that we talked about as either as a handle or just in discussion throughout the episodes. New to us, but I think these are all pretty newish shows. For nominees, we have Andor, Peacemaker, and Dahmer. And the winner is Andor. We have Han Solo himself here to accept the award on behalf of Star Wars. We got to thaw him out first, though. Hang on. We got to warm this carbonite up.
We warm up the carbonite, let him accept the award, then refreeze him and give him to himself.
It's just Han Solo's all the way down. No, Andor, pretty good show. Check it out if you haven't at this point. I don't know what you're doing, but...
So the next award is one that is near and dear to all of our hearts. You know, we strive every year, to give this award away. And it's a really important award, I think. And that is the Blevin Achievement Award.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes.
Yes.
The Blevin Lifetime Achievement Award. And this is awarded to the thing or individual who deserves to be achieved.
The worst achievement of the year.
Yeah. You should not feel good about winning this award. But it is a little bit better to win the award than to not win the award, because at least then your achievement was recognized by the masses. And the nominees this year are three of the worst, most vile things that we could think of on the planet, in the solar system, in the universe. And those nominees are Blevin, I shudder even saying the name, my old kegerator, and our Uber driver in Asheville, North Carolina, Habib. And the winner is... my old kegerator has won the Blevin Lifetime Achievement Award for being the worst thing, but the most recognized worst thing to happen in the past year. Old kegerator, would you please come out here? Oh, it fell over. Oh, it burst into a pile of flames.
The beer inside is somehow getting hotter.
So we will. We're going to toss this Han Solo right on top, help stoke that fire. And if you did not win the Blevin Lifetime Achievement Award, you should really be ashamed of yourself.
If you were nominated. Maybe next year, Blevin.
Yeah, maybe. You're awful. So
you are the worst human on the planet.
So, Usain got my envelope. I have a very prestigious honor. Again, one of the big mamma jammas. We're getting into the big awards of the night. This is the best beer we've had on the podcast in some way, shape, or form. And the nominees are Pineapple Princess from Tud Brewing Company.
Let's go, Tud. Let's go,
Tud Brewing Unincorporated.
Yeah. Two times Thor from Melvin Brewing.
I believe it's pronounced 2 by Thor.
2 by Thor? Oh, that's way better. That's way better. Way better than what I said.
And I think it's Meadlevin Brewing?
Meal by Thor.
Joke.
No.
I thought it was pronounced Blevin.
Blevin? No. And a portal through the continuum of non-existence. And I wonder who that's from. That is from Burial Brewing Company.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Burial Beer Company. Sorry, Burial Beer Company. Apologies.
We had everything. We had nothing. That might as well be a beer title.
It will be if you keep.
It might be.
Yeah, it definitely will be. All right. Anyways, the winner is A Portal Through the Continuum of Non-Existence by Burial Beer Company. There we go. Which, by the way, was my 3,000th beer in Asheville, North Carolina. So, congratulations to Burial again. I think they've won before. I know they've won something before. I don't know.
They have, yeah.
They got Han Solos on. If you go to their brewery and even Kiwi, when Kiwi and I went, she was like, "Wow, there's a lot of Han Solos here." I'm like, "Yeah, there is," because they just proudly display.
They just run out of room.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many. But obviously, can't say enough. Can't say enough about Burial. Love them. Want to go back.
I am sad. I thought I was going to win that one.
Todd, listen. You were nominated, and some people say being nominated is an honor all itself.
Yeah, and you did win the Discord vote. And for those of you who aren't on the Discord and you want to see what the people chose, sign up. Go to our Discord, and you can see right there in the Mr. Oscar group channel. I don't know what they call those things, but you can see how everybody voted and get a little bit there. But
well, I am man of the people.
With the patrons,
or man of people, semicolon Tud. So
you are, yeah. But with the rest of the patron votes, unfortunately, Burial stole that cold hard carbonite right out of your hands.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But
all right, so next, one of my favorite awards that I get to present. I love this award every year. Is Best Brewery, and this is the best new to us brewery of 2022. We try and find some of the stuff that we haven't had before. As we do this podcast longer and longer, sometimes it's harder to find. I have a feeling Tired Hands might be a nominee next year. But for Best New to Us Brewery of 2022, we have Tud the Home Brewer as a nominee, Cranky Sam Brewing out of Missoula, and The Goose and the Monkey.
That's right.
Out of somewhere in North Carolina.
where Chris lives, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You'll never find it on a map.
Yeah, out of several blocks from Chris's house, North Carolina. And so, without further ado, the winner is a Tud the Home Brewer, best new brewery, taking home that carbonite. Ted, come on up here. What do you acceptance speech time?
Look at this Han Solo. Look at this. This is what it feels like to win something. I have a speech prepared. I'd like to thank all the little people out there. I'd like to thank, everybody who drank the beer. I'd like to thank Labyrinth for putting on the competition. I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to thank the listeners. I'd like to thank the patrons. I'd like to thank the guy walking down the street. I'd like to thank Stale Cake. I'd like to thank Pineapples, the Pineapple Princess, the Pineapple Punks out there. The guy next to me who lost. You suck. I won. And everybody else that I beat.
Maybe a nominee for achievement next year.
The guy who lost.
The guy who lost to me. Thank you. And I look forward to continuing this process, and I'm going to win this best beer competition one day. But
all right. Well, Todd, what's the next category we have here?
Yeah, I was going to say, while I'm up here, before I drag this really heavy Han Solo away with me.
Riding high.
I'm going to present the next award, and this is an award that is to a special individual to all of us. And the name of the category is the former podcast host turned permanent guest. And the winner of that award is Jordan from the now defunct Wreck My Podcast. And Jordan, take it away.
Wow, guys. This is amazing. And even though I was live or am going to be live at the show to announce the nominee and winners for Okayest Movie of the Year, I'm actually now via satellite because I've heard diversifying is the best thing you can do in any situation. So here I am on a tiny little screen that no one who's listening to this is going to know, but you guys know I'm on a tiny little screen here to accept this Han Solo award. I'm so happy to be the winner of the prestigious former podcast host turned permanent guest award. That's a real mouthful. You couldn't like tighten that one up like or some acronym or something like that. But anyway, I mean, if I would have known all it would take is to throw away all my hopes and dreams of becoming a successful podcaster and just quit on the one hobby that I'm good at to get this award, I would have done it a long time ago. I mean, why I wouldn't have wasted 3 years to get here. But I'm glad it was a long journey, but the work has paid off, and I finally have a Han Solo that I can hang up proudly in my house. The biggest problem of all this is, though, becoming a permanent guest on the podcast is that I didn't read my contract very well, and so now I'm on every episode, but I'm not allowed to speak in every episode. I'm just sitting off in the corner watching in Obert's house. So I guess the moral of the story is get a good agent, because I didn't have one. But yeah, thanks, guys. This is super cool. All right, back to you in Connecticut, Nashville, Nessie.
Wow, thanks, Jordan. Again, imagine if our whole show was that good. So humble that Jordan.
We could really use an editor.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's definitely just has all that free time.
Right. Wasn't part of his reasoning he didn't want to do that?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's the best.
Well, we didn't offer him and to be honest, he wasn't editing our podcast. So maybe he'd want to edit our podcast.
Ooh, good thought.
Well, that's it for me, folks. Let me drag this Han Solo out of here. And I think the next award presenter is Chris.
Yeah, so I have a very special award that I would like to present. We have an extra Han Solo hanging up here. And this is gonna go to our honorary listener of the year. So not to
we love all our listeners.
Yes, not to diminish anybody who tunes into the podcast every week. But I swear to Aisha, in the last year, this person has listened to all 217 episodes of this podcast, and has been very active in both the Discord and in my streams, because they're, number one, a mod, and number two, a good friend.
Sending in those emails,
vocalizing their love for the podcast. I feel like if they could, I'm making this up on my own, but they would delete our podcast from their memory just so they could re-listen to it all. So we thank the devotion of this one person, and appreciate all the clicks and listens and the free publicity. But the honorary listener of the year is none other than Lady Amber Venom. Lady Amber Venom, get up here. Come on. You have your own Han Solo. I know this is a dream come. Oh, she's frozen. She's frozen. She's in the 500s. She's behind Usain Bolt, but like
you can have Usain go get her.
Oh, we could have Usain go get her. They're both scared of the stage.
I thought she binge listens so hard that she's on like episode like 225, 230 by now that we haven't recorded yet.
She already knows she won. She's like,
she's in the future. That's how much she's binge listening.
She's playing 8D chess while we're trying to play 4D chess.
That's right. No, but Lady Aaron, thank you so much for your continued friendship, support through all things that we do. It is very much appreciated. You are the Iron Woman of the Year. Listening to 200 plus hours of us dolts talking about beer. So
hope you learned something and got a few laughs.
Yes. Now there are some people that are like, "Wow, I've learned this thing from the podcast." I'm like, "That's it's cool. It's really cool that we can help teach people when I feel like I'm not that smart to begin with. So,
well, we also hope that she has not gone criminally insane by listening to us for that many hours. Either.
I didn't even think about that.
Those are the three things that we want, right? Is learn something, have some laughs, have some fun, but don't go crazy. That's number 3.
She's probably listened to my voice for, I don't know, 7,000 hours. Like, I don't know. That's enough to drive anybody insane. So,
We've all met your wife.
I feel like Lady Aaron's heard my voice more than Dana. So
quite possibly,
it's possible.
All right, but I think it's time to bring out the Chiefs.
Yep.
Start rolling it up.
Roll, baby, roll.
They got a long way to go. Fortunately, it's the lightest at this point. It's only going to get heavier from
the
here.
closer they get back to Kansas City. Yeah.
Right.
From New Mexico City.
Is that where we are?
We are
right
in
now?
New Mexico City. Could you not tell? We ran that mile pretty easily. I mean, it's because we're so high up. Altitude doesn't really affect us, but we were pretty winded, but not really that tired. I think that's how that works.
Just remind me, where is New Mexico City? Where we are right now?
No, Mexico City.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a New Mexico City.
There's not a New
We
Mexico
are in
City.
Mexico City.
There is. It's the capital of New
gonna
Mexico.
say.
Yeah.
I transferred. I had the wrong connection.
Really is a missed
I ended up in
opportunity
New Mexico City.
for New Mexico to not have Albuquerque named New Mexico City.
Yeah, they could have. I think Albuquerque's more creative, though. New Mexico City would be kind of a cop-out.
So is New Mexico.
It's true, but, I mean, they did better than Oklahoma, you know?
True.
So we always like to, our favorite part, Chris's favorite part of ending Mr. Oscar is no handles.
Yay!
No time. No time for handles this we've got an award show to run, so we didn't have time. But thanks for sticking with us for the last year. Hope you're around for the next year. We love bringing the show to you guys. All the handles, best to worst, the games, the TV shows, the episode titles, they're all there.
If you have any suggestions for future categories, we just need to know how many Han Solos to prep ahead of time. So, send them over to that email, dawpodcast@gmail.com.
We got to start cloning those Hans now, so for next year.
Yes. We always keep one.
Right. Yep. But yeah, check us out on the
It's
the
the
Discord.
mother. It's the
where we
mother
have
Han.
a lot of these discussions.
So, with that, we'd like to thank you all for listening. We'd like to thank the breweries who provided today's beers. Before I get to my beer, I'm going to put a little plug right here because they do it every single year. Handle of the podcast. I know we don't do it because, that's usually what we do. But go check out the app. Just watch. You can find out where all the Oscar nominees were from this year or any other movie or TV show. So go check that out. And with that, my brewery and my beer was DDH Alien Church by Tired Hands.
What was that, Todd?
I had to find it.
Sneaking a handle in
had
there.
to find some way to shove it in there.
That was shameful.
Yeah.
That was shameful.
By the way, that's 2022's worst handle of the year, by the way. I would like to thank Jess and the brewery for my Baked on the Bayou super heavy ABV stout that I drank today.
And I want to thank Outlaw Brewing, ain't no laws when you're drinking Outlaws, for their Patio Pounder gluten-reduced hazy IPA.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also make sure you follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Head over to Discord to join the conversation over there with other people who listen to this podcast. Yearly, you can vote on all the categories you just heard today. Every Discord member gets a vote. If you want another vote, or if you'd like to support us even more, as we talked about earlier, we had the ad, head over to Patreon. And for as little as $1 a month, 25 cents a week, you can get small episodes of this podcast, including the 3 that we nominated this year, which again were Stein hosting tips, me inventing laundering, and Chris learning the difference between citrus and a tropical fruit with mango. Who knew? If that is not your speed, tell your friends and family about this podcast and spread the word that way, because that really helps too. And finally, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, head over to your podcast app and leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Whether that's Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, doesn't matter. Everybody takes a rating now. Go do that now. That way people know when they click on this podcast that it's a 5-star podcast and that's awesome. And with that, thank you all for listening. Happy Mr. Oscars. My name's Todd.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Todd. I was trying to see how far into the outro I could get before you took over. I'm like, yeah, hit us up on the Discord and give us 5 stars.
I was like, are they just going to do the whole thing? Because they can.
I was waiting for at some point for you to be like, wait a minute, this is my job.
Hey, it's Mr. Oscar 2023. We have people rolling up carpets. We got Han Solos everywhere. We got Usain Bolt helping Chris. If you guys want to do the outro, the world's your oyster.